Hey Double Dip babes, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be doing some really pretty yellow dip powder nails using products from Double Dip Nails. I do already have my practice hand prepped and ready for the dip powder application. Do keep in mind, if you want your nails to last, to prep the natural nail and the nail tip to remove the shine. This will allow the dip powder to properly adhere and make your manicure last as long as possible. The main color that I'm going to be using for this manicure is this color 203. This is called Daisy Duck. It's a really pretty vibrant yellow dip powder color. Do keep in mind that Double Dip Nails dip powders can also be used as acrylics, so they are 2-in-1 acrylic powders. To apply the dip powder, I am going to be using the dip base, which is number 2. This is a nail resin to adhere the dip powder to your nails. To apply the dip powder, I am just taking the dip base and I'm applying a thin layer right underneath where the nail tip meets the nail bed, all the way down to the tip of the nail. After the dip base has been applied, I'm going to go ahead and dip into the dip powder. Once the nail has been dipped, I am going to tap away all of the excess powder from the nail. I'm going to repeat the same process for the index nail as well. How many layers of dip powder that you need to do just depends on the length of the nails. Because these nails are quite long, I have to apply quite a few layers to get the correct structure for these nails to prevent them from breaking. The other color I'm going to be using for this manicure is number 23, and this is called Nude. This is a really pretty neutral nude dip powder color. I am going to be using my cuticle pusher to pour the dip powder over top of the nail, just because I don't have a ton of this dip powder left. Again, I'm applying the dip base to the same area of the nail, and I'm going to scoop up the dip powder using the cuticle pusher and go ahead and start sprinkling the dip powder over top of the wet base. I'm going to repeat the same thing for the middle fingernail as well. Once that layer of dip powder is fully dry, I am taking the mermaid tail fluffy nail brush and I'm going to dust away all of the excess powder from the nail. This step is very important to prevent ruining your dip liquids. After the dust has been removed, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the second layer of dip powder. For this layer, I am just applying the dip base to a larger area of the nail than the previous layer of dip powder. Doing this is going to gradually build up the layers of powder to give your nail a little bit more structure. I highly recommend to do this, especially if you have longer nails. Because the length of these nails, I did have to push the nail quite hard into the dip powder jar, which did cause some wrinkling in the dip powder layer. A quick tip if you have this happen to you is to take your finger and gently push down that layer of dip powder before it has a chance to dry. This will definitely reduce the time that you have to spend filing the mistake in your dip powder layer. I did have the same thing happen to the index nail as well. Again, it is because the nails are quite long and I had to push a little bit harder than I should have just to make sure I fully cover the entire nail. A good way to avoid this is to pour the dip powder over top of the nail instead of dipping the nail into the jar. You can also use the French tip dip powder tray to pour the dip powder in and then dip your nail into that. That is a good alternative if you don't want to sprinkle the powder over top of the nail. I am going to continue and do the same steps to all of the nails to keep adding more layers of dip powder until I get the desired effect for the nails. For this set, I am doing a total of 4 layers of dip powder color. Again, how many layers that you need to do just depends on the length and the structure that you want for your nails. Ideally, just for the full color coverage of the dip powder color that you're using, you do want to use at least 2 layers of that color. If you guys are interested in any of the products that I'm using for this manicure, everything will be linked down below. For Double Dip Nails, you can use my discount code KCNails20 and that will save you 20% off of your purchase. The next step is to take the activator, which is step number 3, and apply this very generously to all of the nails. Activator does harden the layers of dip powder and allow you to properly shape and file the nails. I would definitely recommend that you do not skip this step. After the activator has dried, I am taking a hand file and I'm going to go ahead and reshape the nails. I would definitely recommend to pre-shape your nails before the dip powder application, just to make this part of filing a little bit quicker. After filing the shape of the nail, I am going to go ahead and file over the surface of the nail as well. Doing this is going to give you a very smooth surface and make your nails look as professional as possible. I went ahead and filed all of the other nails off camera. After all of the nails have been shaped and filed, I am going to take a matte gel top coat to apply to all of the nails. I am going to be doing some nail art, but as you guys may know, I love to do nail art over a matte gel top coat just because it gives me a lot of control over the nail art. After applying the matte gel top coat, I did go ahead and do a full cure under a UV LED nail lamp. After the top coat is cured, I am taking this white gel liner. This is from the first gel liner collection. To start this nail design, I am just doing 3 dots going down the center of the nail. This is going to help line up the lines to make sure that this design is very even. Once I have those dots as my guideline, I am going to go ahead and do some diagonal lines going from sidewall to sidewall. When creating these X's, you do want to make sure that the center is on the dot that you created as your guideline. This again is going to give you a very even nail design. Once I complete the first X, I am going to go down to the next dot and repeat the same thing. When you're doing your diagonal line for the next X, you do want to make sure that it touches the bottom of the first X that you did. This is going to connect the design. Again, this is also going to help you keep the nail design very even. This is a repeating nail design, so if you want to do this design on longer or shorter nails, you can do fewer or more dots, just depending on the length of your nails and what look that you're going for. But for the length of these nails, I only did 3 dots for the nail. I did repeat the same thing for the last dot as well. Once I have all of the initial lines, I did just quickly touch it up, just making sure that all of the lines are very even. I did go ahead and do a full cure under the nail lamp. After the white gel liner has been cured, I am taking the top coat gel. This is from any of the polygel kits. I will link my favorite one down below in the description. I'm just going to apply a thin layer of this top coat. I personally really love this top coat. It is a glossy top coat. It gives the nails a really pretty shine. It is a no wipe, so you don't have the sticky layer to remove after the nail is cured. It also has a really good consistency. It is not too thick and it's not too runny. It basically stays exactly where you put it. It also self-levels really nicely, so you get a very smooth surface after your nails are cured. Before I cure the top coat, I am taking the rhinestones. These are the small silver ones. Again, these are from any of the Double Dip Nails polygel kits. I'm just taking my wax pencil and I'm placing these rhinestones where all of the white lines intersect. If your lines are not exactly perfectly lined up, you can tweak it with the rhinestones to make it appear as if it is even, which is actually what I did because the first X that I created was a little bit off to the left. So applying the rhinestone a tiny bit more to the left than the other ones does give the illusion that my lines are very even. Once I applied all of the rhinestones, I did go ahead and do a full cure under the nail lamp. For the next nail, I am taking this yellow gel liner. This is number 6 from the Glow the Night gel liner collection, so this one does glow in the dark. I am making sure to remove all of the excess polish from the brush to make sure I have a very precise line. For the middle fingernail, I am going to be doing a French tip. So I just did a dot where I want the smile line to be. After doing the dot, I am going to the side of the nail and I'm going to go ahead and create the rounded smile line. I'm going to repeat the same thing for the other side of the nail as well. Once I have my smile line, I'm going to go ahead and fill in the tip of the nail with this gel liner. Once I filled in the French tip nail, I am going to go back and touch up this byline just to make sure everything is as even as I can possibly get. For the French tip, I am going to be doing a sugared glitter French tip, so I am taking this yellow glitter. This is a very fine glitter. I am going to take my cuticle pusher and just pour this glitter into the uncured gel. This is going to give me a sugared glitter effect. I then gently tapped away the excess glitter and I went ahead and cured for a full minute. After that layer is cured, I did take my fluffy brush to dust away the excess glitter from the nail. Next, I am going back with the gel top coat and I'm going to be applying this only to the nail bed area of my French tip nail. I probably should have just did the glossy gel top coat as the base for this nail instead of doing the matte gel top coat, but honestly for me, it's not that big of a deal. So I do have this really pretty gold rose nail charm and I'm actually going to put this into the uncured top coat. Along with this, I am going to be using the gold caviar beads. This is from the 12-piece rhinestones and shape set from Double Dip Nails. I am going to be placing a few of these into the uncured top coat as well. From one of the Double Dip Nails mystery boxes, they did include a big box of rhinestones and other types of nail decorations. So from that box, I am taking these really small clear caviar beads and I'm applying some of these around the rose as well. I really love to do little clusters of rhinestones like this. I feel like it makes the nail designs look so pretty. After I have the placement like I want, I did go ahead and do a full cure under the nail lamp. For the ring fingernail, I am going back with the white gel liner, and for this nail, I'm going to be doing some very swirly lines on the nail. So for this, I'm just starting by doing my guideline. I'm not really focused on how much polish I have on my brush. I am going to go back to add some thickness to these lines. Basically, for this nail, it's just a lot of swirly lines. The areas of the line that curve the most, I do actually make that part a little bit thicker than the rest of the line, just to give it a little bit of detail. I'm also going to be adding some smaller lines in between these bigger ones. This is just going to give it a little bit more detail as well. I'm also going to be doing some very thin lines, kind of just outlining the curvier parts of the lines that I just did. I am going to repeat the same thing for the tip portion of the nail as well. Originally, I did have this nail set as my inspo for this nail design. I originally really loved the nail that I'm currently working on because of the 3D flowers. I did actually try to do the 3D flowers as well, but as you guys know, I don't really work with acrylic, so doing these 3D flowers was very difficult and I ended up not doing the 3D flowers for this nail. Once I have the gel nail art done, I did go ahead and do a full cure under the nail lamp. I am going back with the top coat gel and I'm going to top coat this nail to finish it up. This nail is a little bit different than what I expected. I am going to be applying some rhinestones on the pinky, but to apply the rhinestones, I'm just going to be placing them into the gel top coat. So I am taking the top coat and just applying a layer of this onto the nail. Do keep in mind, if you want your rhinestones to last, use something like a rhinestone glue or polygel to adhere your rhinestones. I am taking this star-shaped rhinestone charm and I'm just applying this into the uncured top coat. Above that star, I am applying 2 caviar beads. The first one is a bigger one and the second one that is closest to the cuticle is a smaller caviar bead. Underneath the star, I am applying a gold circle. Inside of the circle, I'm also going to be applying some of the gold caviar beads. I am applying a gold moon shape underneath the circle. Underneath the moon shape, I am going to be doing 2 more caviar beads. Again, the first one is a bigger one and towards the tip of the nail is a smaller gold caviar bead. I did go back and add a few more gold caviar beads inside of the circle. Off camera, I did apply a little bit of the Double Dip Nails clear polygel to the back of the star charm, and I'm just applying that back into the same position. I did decide to do this because the top coat was not quite holding the charm in place. Once I position everything like I want, I did go ahead and do a full cure under the nail lamp. And here are the nails. I think these are really cute. It's a little bit different than what I usually do. Let me know what you think of this nail design down below in the comments. Do make sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos, you can click the boxes and subscribe to Double Dip Nails YouTube channel by clicking the circle here. You can also subscribe to my personal YouTube channel by clicking the circle here.